Hey guys, good morning, welcome to the live session of Stocks Network Trading. My name is Dave, guys, my partner is Ron. Let's get down to business here, guys.
In on US 30, sell, okay? I'm jumping in. Guys, that's a 100 pip drop. Yes, we caught it. Hey, guys, 200 pips, please, secure.
It really changed the way DEI was received.
Well, in 2023, the U.S. Supreme Court ends affirmative action on higher education. To what extent did that impact the whole DEI kind kind of discussion in corporate there?
Yeah, certainly companies went back and did an audit of all of their DEI policies after that. There were elements, it was just the feeling that even though students for fair admission and the decision in that affirmative action case was really just focused on schools, that thinking was likely to transfer.
Hey guys, good morning, welcome to the live session of Stock Sniper Trading. My name is Dave, guys, my partner is Ron. Let's get down to business here, guys.
In on US 30, sell. Okay, I'm jumping in. Guys, that's a 100 pip drop. Yes, we caught it. Hey, guys, 200 pips, please secure.
Recording in progress.
Welcome, snipers, to Stock Sniper Trading. My name is Ron. My partner is Dave. Thank you for joining us on this Friday morning, 11 a.m. Eastern. It is Friday, March 21. So thank you, guys. It is spring over here. We got some nice weather. We had very nice weather on, I believe it was Wednesday, and then it was 20 degrees, and then the next day we had snow and some rain and went back to -1. So we got some crazy weather over here in Canada, but hopefully we will be getting some warmer weather coming soon. So thank you guys for joining. Plan for today is we're going to go over the market news, some fundamentals really quickly. Let's not spend too much time. It is a Friday, so there's not too much going on. And we'll analyze gold and Nasdaq on the split screen like we have. We'll start off on the daily, go into the hourly, and bring it down to the 5 minutes. And we'll also do Dow Jones on its own separate chart. So we'll get 3 charts in. We'll watch how they move this Friday afternoon. And let's have some fun. So thanks, guys, for joining. Welcome. News-wise, what happened today? Let's just review. We didn't have much coming out of Europe. It was really light day. And in North American session, we just had some Canadian news with core retail sales and retail sales. And that's about it today. This afternoon could be just a regular trading Friday in the afternoon. Just be careful going into Friday. There could be some market selling off due to profit taking and things like that. And all type of positional players, traders, swing traders might be exiting positions for the week. We got new swing traders that might be entering positions for the weekend. You got scalpers like myself in and out always throughout the day. And it may be some intraday traders are closing positions in profit, in losses, and you know the drill. So there could be a lot of transactions going on this afternoon. Earnings wise, in the morning we had NEO come out. Guidance wasn't that great. The NEO is a Chinese EV, electric vehicle company. Very similar, smaller, but similar to what Tesla does. That's what we had this morning. After hours, nothing going on. Just one company. No concern over this, who it is. Yahoo Finance in the news today. What's going on? Gas prices rise in Canada. Carbon tax elimination expected to net driver savings. So guys, we pay here on average $1.58 per liter. I know someone saw that and says, Ron, that's cheap. Here in the US, we pay this $2 per gallon. This is per liter. Remember, there's 4 liters in a gallon. So multiply that by 4, and that's how much we're paying for fuel. What else we got going on here? Let's see. Tariff TSX falls on tariff jitters with retail sales data in focus. Okay, so retail sales, we always pay attention to that. Consumer confidence, we pay attention to that. Tariff talks, always we pay attention to that. Trump's big one on tariffs has emerging markets on edge. Nike, we had Nike earnings this week. FedEx shares slide as annual forecast cuts stoke worries on economy. Musk tells Tesla employees to hang on to the stock after 50%. So when we're talking about discounts on securities, remember, look at now what we're talking about. Tesla has taken a big push to the downside of 40 to 50%, and it could continue to push down further. But if this is a time where you're put aside everything that's going on. If you believe in Tesla and their products, you can start to scale in slowly and start a position for maybe long term. Is this the end of Tesla, or is it going to recover? Time will tell, but 50%, it's got my attention. I'm looking at that for sure. Okay, so that's everything going on in the news today. Just look at overall U.S. markets. S&P is down 0.5%. Dow is down 0.5%. Nasdaq is down 0.3%. Crude oil is flat, and gold took a little bit of a tumble, almost down 1% today. Due to a correction, it kept blasting through all-time highs, so it's was maybe expected on a Friday to maybe see some selling. This is what we had in our Discord group over here. This was a sell setup on gold at 3,034, and it dropped down to 3,000. So it just started to push down, come back up. A lot of rejections, come back down, close with some more volume. That's sometimes where you get caught. Take a trade down there, but then it comes back up here. That's why I always look at structure to where to place your stop loss, maybe like above these wicks, and you're still okay. And then finally, then they start to really push it down. Like we had this yesterday where we got caught in a gold sell, and after the call is when it started to break down, and then it pushed down. But hit me at my stop loss yesterday. But things like this happen in the markets. But some days they cooperate, and some days they move in the direction you want with very minimal drawdown some days. Okay, and just look at the drop there. These are 5-minute candles, so 5, 10, 15, in 20 minutes, all the way from 3,035 all the way down to 3,018, but we bottomed out at 3,000, so we'll take a look at all of it. There's a free Telegram pinned at the top of YouTube for you guys on YouTube. Displaying everything we do here with our signals, trade ideas. Dave in the live session killed it. Great, guys. Fantastic. Blog breakdown of the US 30 sell trade based on the supply zone and the 1 hour time frame. There's a nice little blog breakdown of it there. And let's just continue to get into this. Okay, so let's do some charting. Let's start off with gold on the daily. Okay, so I'm going to bring it off of these 5 minutes, and I'm going to go to the daily. We're going to do a little bit of a daily analysis. Not going to spend too much time. We're going to go a little faster because we're going to get 3 charts in. So we've had this push continuing to drive, and it was always overbought on the monthly, on the weekly, on the daily, on the 4 hour, on the hourly. There was a little bit of a relief here coming down. Wick 2,080 and $31, and continue to push up, and we continue with all-time highs all the way up to finally like Thursday, that inside candle, and then they started to push it down. So will this push continue going into next week? Are we going to find some support maybe today? Are we going to come back up early next week, maybe test the all-time high, maybe make a new all-time high? Or is it going to start to push down in the next week? Okay, so some key areas of focus right away: all-time high supply zone right around here, stretch it into the future. So you notice what I did there. I just went up to the all-time high 3,057 and just brought it down to like today's bodies, yesterday where they closed and today where they opened it, to give me a little bit of a zone. Anything else that we can see? Any other zones that are obvious? Here was a previous all-time high supply zone right there, and this body on the daily, March 13, when it closed above, that gave us the confirmation to flip it to a demand zone, stretching it into the future. We're nowhere near this zone. We haven't tapped into here yet, but 29.50, if it ever does come down in there, that might be a great opportunity to see if gold will continue to move back up. Okay, so let's just continue now. And then we got maybe some structure inside here. Anything to locate? Yeah, there's a little bit of a zone I can see there, like right here, where we had some resistance, that little bar right there. If I bring it across, now I can see today we actually came in there and tapped right into this, and we're coming up, but still have a big bearish body that could continue to come down today. Okay, so those are my zones for now on the daily. Let's take a look at how things were moving relative to yesterday and today. So we came early, we hit the all-time high, then it got rejected and it came down yesterday, made a low, came back up and closed right here with some bearish volume. Today it opened right where it closed, right at that red line. Okay, so where I have that red box, I'm going to place a yellow line as a point of interest. if it ever does get up there, I don't think it's going to get up there today, back to 3,045. And then we just had a small little push today, and you can see it's a lower high and pushing down. And it's below all of that volume in yesterday's candle. I know it's not a lot, but you can still see how they're holding down the resistance. They didn't allow for new higher highs, and right away they rejected it early in the day, and we had enough bearish volume to continue to push down, push down, push down. Here's a point of interest right here where there's a body and a body. So I'm going to place a yellow line. If we do retrace back up to here, I'd like to maybe see what will happen here. Maybe this will be resistance on the daily, 3,033. Remember that number? That's what I was trying to short yesterday, 3,033. It came up a little bit, hit my stop loss. Then after the call, then it started to break 3,033 and drop a little bit. So it's a daily point of interest, and I'll keep an eye on that area. And we continue to push down with bearish volume. We took out yesterday's low, and we took out Wednesday's low. So maybe like right around here where I got these wicks, I can place maybe a point of interest. I know they're not equal, so if I place it there, that's on yesterday's low. If I drop it a little further, that's on Wednesday's low. I can go right in between both of them, kind of just do it like that. So I got close to both of them, kind of the average, and it's around 3,024, 3,025. I like that number. It's a nice psychological number. So if we do come back up, see if we come up, we'll see if we can, what we can do at 3,025. Might be resistance. It might continue push down. We'll see. Watch if the buyers can push it above that. Maybe go up to the next line, 3,033. And let's just continue following this bearish momentum. We came down very bearish, all the way down. This was a huge red candle black candle on this chart, coming down to 2,999.60. So you can see breaking right below 3,000. And what is like look at the tweezer bottom low on the daily. Like exactly that wick is lined up with Tuesday's low. Identical, like almost to the decimal place. So we do have equal lows that we can determine now on the daily, and it came into that green box, and the buyers were present, and they pushed it. They're pushing it, coming back up to here. We're right at 3,015 is where we're trading at, and we will see if the buyers can continue to push it up, maybe get it up to 3,025 today, or we'll see continuation of selling pressure pushing down today's wick, and then we'll determine where it closes today. Okay. And now let's go into the hourly and see, where did this big drop come from? Was it a specific time today? So we did trade into that all-time high supply. I see it push down, come back in. There's the high of the day. It's a lower high in the all-time high supply. Continuing to push down. Came back up, and then 9 a.m. this morning was the big drop. 9 a.m. Wall Street. Big drop. We made our low of the day just at 10 a.m. this morning, just the previous hourly candle, and we're coming up right now. Okay, so areas of interest, you see like this zone right here where the hourly was holding all this supporting structure, and now we actually are below it. Okay, so what can I base anything off of right now? Maybe this bullish candle, the one that made the low of the day today. Can I identify where 50% of the volume is? Yes, I can. Right there. So I'm going to place a white line directly right at 50% of the bullish candle. I can see, like visually, I can see that it didn't come up to about 50% of that big drop. Here's about 50% right around here. So I can see that we're still relatively below it. But if we do come back down, I'd like to see if the buyers can hold 3,011 today on the shorter time frames, and see if they can build off of this to continue pushing it up. If we lose this point of interest, then selling pressure could continue to drop down to 3,006, where we got the body and the body of 9 a.m. open and 10 a.m. Of 9 a.m. close and 10 a.m.'s open right here. So that might be my next hourly support to watch. If they cannot hold here, then it might come down to back down to the low of the day. Okay, so we do have a big drop today, but it was all basically 9 a.m. That big volume. Okay, so that's still in the market. Let's see how it looks on the 5 minutes. You can see on the 5 minutes, here's when it started. It started actually at 9:20, 9:25. There's Wall Street, 9:30, 9:35, big drop, and then it came all the way down where it bottomed out at 10:05, 10:10, and continuing. We're pushing up right now, but we're encountering some resistance. So I want us to look at this zone right here. So the big candle that dropped right here, and pay attention to this, guys. So if it's new to you, maybe you can learn something here. How to determine like a zone. What I look at, okay, the opening price, the closing price. I see it's a big, larger candle than a lot of these ones. Okay, so this one's got substantial volume. I see a wick right there and a wick right there. So what I do is I place a box from that wick to that wick. Okay, I'll make it neutral so you can see, and then we'll determine whether it's a supply or a demand zone. Okay, so you guys just understand that, what I just did there. This will help you guys if you're having trouble identifying these fair value gaps and unmitigated zones and things like that. See how that big candle came down, and then the first retest was right there, that high, and got rejected, and then that low. See all of this volume inside here, inside that entire candle right there, guys. That hasn't been transacted yet. Okay, so let's get in the habit of bringing this into the future. Okay, you see how very close it just came there when we started the call here at 11. It almost came in there, okay, but it still has not technically came in. Okay, so let's continue with this in the future. And what color will I make it? Will I make it green or will I make it red? Well, the volume is below us, so I want it to look like it is supply or resistance. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it red, a big red box. Okay. So you can see that this is like the big block above us, that if we come into this, it could get rejected and go back down. Okay? So I will consider this to be supply unless otherwise, unless the buyers can break it out of here and invert this zone. And they prove to me that they can close it above there. Because if they do that, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the color of that zone to green. The zone will stay the same, but if we close above this, it will maybe invert this fair value gap, bearish fair value gap, to a bullish depth of market, and then maybe we can continue to make our way up here. Okay, so for now, I'm going to consider it to be where the sellers are waiting, pending to maybe continue to push it down. And then you can see the leg that's coming up now. Okay, so we have this leg that came down to the bottom right there. Visually it pivoted, and we're coming right back up now. So this might be where the neckline is. So if it comes in here, they might push it down, right? Continuing with this downtrend, making a lower high here, and then they continue to push it down. Then first line is we're going to see if it can hold here, support, or break. If it breaks, we'll see if it holds here or breaks. And then if it comes all the way down to the double bottom of the day, low of the day, that could be your double bottom buy. And then you can see how the W pattern looks. It's much bigger, okay, but that's where the neckline is. Okay, so it's not that complicated to identify that. And all I did was looking at the wick and the wick, this oversized candle, and what hasn't been transacted. Is that clear, guys? Hit the likes on YouTube. Let me know, like, a thumbs up in the chat if you guys got that. And okay, so we'll leave the 5 minutes like this for now for gold. We'll see if it comes in here. What I'll do is I'll place an alert at 50% in there, just in case it comes in there. I want to be alerted in there if it can come in there, if I'm on another chart, just to watch. Okay, so I've got an alert right at 50% of that zone, not there, just right in the middle, to see if it will come in there. Okay, so that's for gold right now. Okay, let's do Nasdaq. Okay, so Nasdaq, this is it on the 5 minutes. Let's go to the daily, see how Nasdaq is moving on the daily. Okay, so we had this sell-off. It was lasted about 3 weeks where it was pushing down. We did lose some critical zones right here. This was a critical zone of demand that we lost, and now it turned into a red zone above us. Okay, so we found a little bit of support on the daily, right over here, last little bit. I would determine it to be right here and make it green and stretch it into the future. Okay, so we found one bottom. Can we kind of back test ourselves? If we bring this in the past, can we kind of maybe decipher anything? We got some closing volume above here. It retested it, held, and that's what started this leg up. So it has held support here in the past in September, and it's still holding support right now currently in the market. Okay, so look at here. We've got this big, large bearish candle on Monday, March 10. 50% of it is right there. So I can see now where we are still getting rejected right here. Okay, so this is a lower high supply zone, not this big one up here, this one. This one is more active. We traded into it Monday, March 17 and got rejected. We traded into it Wednesday, March 19 of this week, got rejected. We traded into it yesterday and we got rejected. And today I can see the high of the day is already a lower high and we're not even transacting near this red box. So I'm going to stretch that into the future, and that is still resistance going forward. So daily buyers of Nasdaq, we got to see you close it up here so we can flip this green to see if we can come all the way back up to here maybe next week, or selling pressure could continue to push down and transact in this green box, and if it can't hold, we're going to sell off further. Maybe we make more bottom here and then we come back up. So let's just kind of now analyze the daily candle from yesterday. Yesterday was a little indecision day. It was a real choppy yesterday. We opened, we came up bullish, made that high in that red box, pushed down, we came down, we made our low, and then they came back and they closed over here. So points of interest, our closing price yesterday, our opening price of Nasdaq right there, yellow line. Point of interest, 19,683. When we opened, we had some bullish momentum that just traded into yesterday's volume, and they rejected it back down to where we opened. So do we have a high of a day? Yes, we do. There's the wick, there's the purple line. I look at the purple line relative to the other highs. It's a lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, and we're still below this big bearish candle on the daily. And we pushed down from the high of the day, 19,733, back down to where we opened. Selling pressure continued to fill yesterday's wick. Push down, push down, push down. When we broke yesterday's low, I'd like to place a yellow line there for point of interest, and you can see we're trading right at it currently right now as I'm speaking. And we also broke below it today and came down to there where we made our low of the day. I'm going to place a purple line at our low of the day, easy peasy. And then I look at my low of the day relative to other lows of the days. Very, very close to being like a tweezer bottom low with right here on Tuesday. But it is technically a higher low because I can see the wick just below that purple line. And then I can still see we're holding so good support structure in this green box. And today the buyers, when we hit the low of the day, 19,402, 400, they're buying it coming back up to this point of interest. We'll see if we can continue to drive in this bearish volume, or the sellers will continue to push it down today's wick. The only thing that's left on the daily for me to do is from this yellow line to this yellow line, if we do come up, are we going to flip this entire bearish daily volume, or maybe we can try and go through half of it? Okay, so what I like to do is one more yellow line right in between these two yellow lines. Okay, then it just gives me kind of my scalp zones, and then I can look at the number, verify it's a nice psychological number right now, 19,600. I like that. So from here, yellow line, 525, let's say, to 600. Let's do some basic math. That is 75 pips. And then from 600 to the next zone, 685, let's say, that's 85 pips. Then I can determine how much more it is to get to the high of the day, okay? And then also if we're coming down, if we're selling down, down, are we going to come all the way down to the low of the day, or will it come up a little bit and hang on to the low of the day? So if it continues to sell off today, we might come down with bearish volume, bearish volume, bearish volume, and maybe right there where that wick is, I'm going to have a point of interest at that wick right here, and then I can see relative how it was lined up with another point of interest where it closed and where it opened right there. So this area, 19,450. Okay, and we're coming right back up. So it's been pretty choppy for Nasdaq on the daily overall. Blue, bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish. Okay, so it is accumulating still in this zone. This is a consolidating zone. Next week, will the buyers build it enough to start to break it out of here, or sellers are going to continue to come down into here? Let's go to the 1 hour on Nasdaq. Okay, these are our hourly candles. We can see how they're moving, when they moved, when they came in here, what time of day it was, the more specifics now. And then we can see it's still pushing down. Look at how it was trading at 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m. Pretty shitty this morning. And then they started to drop it down at 8 a.m. Here's Wall Street market open. Came, made our low of the day. We continue to push up. And you see, we're still struggling at this area, 19,600. There's an impulse, 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 impulse. No blue volume closing above this yellow line. So the sellers are entering the market with a big bearish hourly candle and took away overwhelming, engulfing the 10 a.m. bullish volume coming all the way down. This candle is going to close in 33 minutes. Will it close below here, continue pushing down today, or will it come back up? Right now it's consolidating. It went up blue, coming back down black. Might go up blue next hour, might come down a little further, but still very bearish. Now let's go to the 5 minutes and see if we can determine something. When did we have our big drop? It started right here at 8:30 a.m. Eastern. Was there a little bit of 5-minute support? Like right there, there was support in the market holding. But then right here, this candle at 8:35 broke, closed below. That's where you can flip your zone from green to red and stretched it into, if you stretch it into the future, you see that first pullback came right into the red box again, then they pushed it down, but buyers are coming up with higher low, and they broke it out of there. That's when momentarily you could have flipped it green, but when it came up to the bigger, remember the daily level, the yellow line, this is more important than just this little 5-minute structure. Here's your daily level, and the daily sellers are still there, protecting it, pushing it down. We closed. See, now the 50% structure rule. See, we're open, close, right? We're still right in the belly right there, and it's still red across into the future, and they're pushing down. So to me, it looks like a little fake out of the high, fake out, and then bring it back down. Got rejected at that daily point of interest and continue to push down. So if we do come back up, this will be resistance going forward unless we can start to close above it and start to break out of here. But we also have volume now below this yellow line, this daily. So we'll see if it can continue to push down or if buyers are bringing it up. Okay. So that's what we got going on in the markets. Let's keep these two side by side, Nasdaq and gold. I'm going to do US 30, so we're going to go straight 3 charts today really fast. While gold is still consolidating here, maybe Nasdaq is going to consolidate. Let's do US 30 really quickly. US 30, similar move to Nasdaq on the 5 minutes, but completely different security. So this is Dow. Again, key areas. All-time high supply, double top. Stretch it into the future, there's Dow. We were nowhere near that, but anyways, always have in mind 45,000 for Dow Jones. Did it break a neckline? Yes. I can see the neckline break right over here. Here it held good support. When we came back in, it held as good support. Stretching it into the future again, we came back in, held as good support, continue to push up, stretch it again into the future. Now I can see impulse break, and volume continued to be below this zone. So this is still a red zone going forward with today's daily candle. And maybe it will change at the close, but for now, it's still red. And do we have a pivot already on US 30 on the bottom? Yes, we have a daily pivot right there. Sometimes it takes just 2 bars to determine a pivot. You can see the selling pressure stopped and the buying pressure entered the market and pushed it up, but we're struggling to break through here. So maybe stretch that. Maybe we might get a double bottom next week. Maybe to buy off of here, 40,750. Kind of back test. If you want to back test, bring it in the past and see how it was trading here relative. So then I'd see a fake out. Closed it below, they pushed it back down. Again, impulse there, pushed it back down. Here a body closed above it. There was a retest of it and continued push up. Here they broke it, came down, grabbed the liquidity, but then it closed above and started this nice strong leg up. So just determining my zones. And then now what I do is look at some move from yesterday going into today. So yesterday opened. Was a bullish day, started, took out some highs, so it created a new higher high, but then it got rejected quickly and came all the way down where it made the low of the day and came back and closed as a bearish spin top 50-50 candle. So today, look at what they did now. You know, when I look for where it closed and where it opened, if I look at the closing price of yesterday and I place a line there, a yellow line, it's right there. Look at what I see now. They gapped down the market, like they opened it down here. Okay, 940 is where they opened it. Yesterday we closed at 965. That's a 15 pip gap down. They gapped it down and then it came back up to fill that imbalance. This is when it came up bullish, where it came up blue, blue, blue. It made the high of the day after filling that imbalance. And what did they do? Sorry, purple's right there. My yellow is right here. And then once it made the high of the day, they filled that imbalance. They pushed it back down. So I can still see we're getting rejected from there. From there, we still have all this selling pressure coming from the top up here. And lots of selling pressure. The sellers stepped in and pushed it all the way down. We took out yesterday's low. Okay, that's a point of interest. We continue to push down, take out this body and this body. That's another point of interest. Okay, so you can see I'm just placing my yellow lines. And I see that they came all the way down and they made the low of the day at 41,420. What does Dow Jones know that we don't know? Does it like to smoke weed like us? I don't know. But they pinned it at 420, low of the day. It was very, very close to being like a tweezer bottom low, but it's actually a higher low than this day, higher low. So it's building a little bit. And the buyers are stepping in, pushing it back up to this point of interest. They had pushed it up, back up to this point of interest, and we're pushing up right now still. Okay, but we still have this bearish volume in the candle. I know there's 5.5 hours to go, but we'll see if the sellers continue to hold this pressure and maybe come down, or if the daily starts to push up on this and maybe eventually will flip. Okay, so that's how everything looks on the daily. And let's go to the 1 hour. So I can start to see where it was pushing down from the futures market, going into Europe, pushing down, pulling back up into here, 50% in here, 7, 8, 9 a.m. And then 9 a.m. they started to drop it. Sorry, 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. they dropped it. We bottomed out low of the day at 10 a.m. And you can see it's very similar to these 3 wicks right here. So that's why it's always important, guys, to look back in the past, because you can see when it dropped right there and it stopped. Had you just acknowledged this zone just by looking at it, just looking at it, when it came down, it stopped right there. That's job number 1. If you did that, that's perfect. But your job is not done there. Did you stretch it into the future? Because that's part of the job. You're not done the job. When you identify something, you're not part two of it is you got to stretch it into the future so that if it ever does come right back down in there, you are ready and you're prepared. You can place an alert, and you can see how we came into it yesterday and today, and it held. So what I'm going to do is continue with my job. That's why I'm stretching this into the future, because we're moving away from it right now where it came down and it's going away. But what happens if it comes back down in here in the future? I want to be ready. Oh, is it better? Yeah, better. Okay. Cool. Perfect. Okay, so let's continue dissecting this hour. What is going on the hour? Okay, we push down. Got some good blue volume. Push back up. We're still below 50% of this 8 a.m. volume. And maybe an hourly point of interest is right in here. Let me figure out where an hourly line is. Right there. So I'm looking at 50% of that blue candle. If we come down to 41,625, might hold as support. Okay, so let's go to our favorite time frame, our 5 minutes, and let's see what's going on. So now I can see visually the big drop happened at 8:30, 8:35, and then just continued to push down. Little dead cat bounce there at 8:45, and then they continued to drop it where we made the low of the day at 10:10, and since then we've been pushing all the way back up into here. So where is okay, now I want us to watch. I want to get rid of this big red box above us because I want us to pay attention here. Remember what I did with gold? See the big bar right here, 840, that big bar. See that wick and see that wick. Can I make a zone right here? Right there. See that zone, what I just made? So this big body candle that broke this support right here and closed near the low, relatively large candle. Do you see that wick right there and that wick right there? So that black volume right there, that bearish volume, at this time, if you did that and you stretched it into the future, now we can see how we just traded right into that, and we can visually see how it got rejected and came back down. But you see the buyers are holding this yellow line, this daily point of interest, and now we might be coming back up. We might create like a double top in this red box. So get ready. See how we came up, we came back down. There's our neckline. We're coming back up. Is it going to be a lower high in here? Is it going to be a double top? Are they going to drop it back down and get a closure below that yellow line? And then if we come back up, we're either retesting the yellow line or we're retesting the red box, and maybe that will be the next drop coming into the market. Okay, unless the buyers can invert this red zone. If the buyers can manage to close it blue above there, then this zone, we're going to invert it. We're going to keep the zone, we're going to change the color. And then maybe it's coming in, and it might be buying area, and then maybe another retest, and then all of a sudden, we're coming back up to trade into this liquidity up here, and maybe break, I can see the resistance, and then go up to that daily position right there. Where's that 5 minute resistance? Look at it. It's very visual. You can see it right there. It came in there, they pushed it down. Came in there, they pushed it down. Came in there, they pushed it down. Okay, so that's where we could come, encounter some resistance. If it can have the momentum, maybe we trade right up to that daily, and then there's our high of the day. Okay, but maybe this is going to hold, continue with selling pressure. So what I'm looking for is a sell below this yellow line, okay, for US 30. So I'll modify it. I'll modify it now, okay, because I had my yellow line right there, but then I see a break, a break, a break, a break. So what I can do is just to now get ready, just bring my yellow line right near the lows, and you see how it's still representing about 50% of this bullish candle at 10.55. So the pullbacks are still holding it. Let me just place an alert in here. It'll probably trigger because the volume is right at it. Okay, so this is for US 30. Okay, so we'll look side by side with everything what's going on. Okay, we got Nasdaq over here, we got gold, and we got US 30. Okay, how is everyone doing? Sorry guys. First 40 minutes we did some charting. Welcome. My apologies. Dominique, welcome. Thank you for joining. Conrad, Mark. Am I ignoring the Habs? No, I'm not ignoring the Habs. I'm actually watching the playoff hunt intently. I was looking at it just before the session. Washington #1 playoff hunt, Carolina, New Jersey, Eastern wildcard, Ottawa is in there with 77 points. Montreal's right behind them with 74, ahead of the Islanders and the Rangers right now, and Columbus. That was a big point yesterday in the overtime against the Islanders, if you were watching the game, Mark. But yeah, Montreal Canadiens, young team, might make these hockey playoffs. Welcome, Reese. Good morning. Winchester, welcome. Val, good morning. Barry, Sergio, Wayne, welcome, guys. Thank you guys for joining. Okay, so we got a break on US 30. Okay, I just want to watch this because it just alerted us. But see how now it's breaking. Will this body physically close below here in the next 3 minutes and 15 seconds? Okay, so while this candle is developing, still 3 minutes, is everyone okay? Understand this zone here. If you can determine how to do this and you're patient and disciplined, you can wait for trades naturally to come to you and you can trade off of this. You'll get more higher probable setups trading this block as opposed to just trading anything in the market. So maybe you never knew this, maybe you did know this, but just determine, like when you're back testing, like look at the big drop, okay? That's a big drop. It's starting to push down to that hourly. Let's see if it will come up. Let's see where it will close. So that's like an impulse break. You know, sometimes candles will break and just drop. And this is how I like kind of backtest when I was learning these things. See how I just brought it backwards? I had it right there, and then I just brought it backwards. And I can see when the market was coming down, see where there, it held and then came back up. So it was acting as support earlier. And then with that big bar that closed below, that's what made it that bearish fair value gap. And you see how we're still falling out of it. So see how it's holding? It came in there, pushed it back down. Came in there, they pushed it back down. Came in there, they pushed it back down. Came in there, they pushed it back down. Touched it, and then now they're redistributing a lot of that volume to the downside. That's a nice move from 675 to 625. It's 40 pips just from the yellow line to the white line. But there was sellers in this prior to this candle falling. So that's the best thing about trading. Like if you sold this candle, if you sold down in here and you had your stop loss above here, you are benefiting from this beautiful candle coming down. So that's why sometimes if you identify a zone, use an appropriate stop loss and let the trade come to you naturally, and let it develop. Sometimes you gotta let trades develop. I know watching all this stuff, this is tedious. Watching it go up, go back down. Watching it come up, go back down. Watching it come up, go back down. Watching it come up, go back down. This was very similar to yesterday's session where we had it playing ping pong. A lot of sessions lately. Okay, so we'll wait for that to close right now in the last 30 seconds. Gold is still holding this hourly point of interest, and Nasdaq is breaking down as well. Okay, so let's just continue watching this US 31. Here's the close. So it's really bearish. Okay, the volume is closing near the low. We came down to that hourly support line, white line. So naturally we got some buyers stepping in. But remember that if they're buying, okay, they're buying against a lot of this selling pressure that's still in that candle. So what I always do is I determine approximately where's 50% of that candle. Open, close, half of it's right around there. Okay. So if the buyers buy it all the way up here, maybe it gets rejected there and continues to go down. If the buyers can bring it up and maybe close it above this red line or back up and close it at that daily, then maybe we'll have one more leg where we're going to try and come back into this big red box and either make the double top, or who knows, maybe we continue for higher highs. But it's holding right now, hourly support. It broke down. Maybe that is a little corrective phase. Okay, like this. Big move coming down, bottom in, coming back up to that bearish fair value, and then now they're coming back down. But here's the first line of support, the hourly, and the 5-minute buyers are still there. Are they coming back up to here, maybe up to here? Will it be a lower high, and then they'll push it back down, and then we break to go down to this next daily position? Or will it hold here as support, and then we try and get through here again? And then similar, when we get up here, will it get rejected, or will we close above? And then can we flip this to green? And then maybe we have an inverted fair value gap turning bullish, and then maybe, who knows, US 30 is making a run this afternoon back up. But right now, sometimes you just gotta analyze, see what's going on. It might need to consolidate down here. Okay, so is everyone clear on this? I asked you guys, are you guys okay with this? Is this easy to identify? Because if you can get your eyes to identify this, I can pretty much guarantee overnight your trading will change. It will change for the better just by identifying this. And then putting some practice into maybe this weekend, like back testing this. Look at your security that you trade, look at the time frames you trade, look at the session you trade, and try and identify some of these type of gaps, and then back test it. See how the market reacts when it comes back in there. And then you might start to see a pattern developing. Not always, not 100%. Just because if you learn this doesn't mean that that's it. You're going to be an amazing trader. You'll be more of you'll be more technical. You can identify certain zones, but sometimes these zones are also invalid. I'll tell you the truth. Just because I can identify these doesn't mean I'm going to be 100% correct. Sometimes I've been burned by these things, but for the most part, they're pretty good. Okay, so we got a nice bullish candle, good answer from the buyers at that hourly white line, hourly support. Nasdaq is being answered as well. Can the buyers bring it back up and close it maybe above that yellow line, maybe to start that next push? Or are they going to continue to get exhausted and pushing down, coming down to either this daily position or the low of the day down in here? Gold coming back up, a lower high, lower high, lower high, still below here. So might want to push one more leg down. One thing off topic, guys. We were talking about hockey, NHL. I'm a big Montreal Canadiens fan, okay? I've been since the early 90s, since I was 10 years old. Um, but my family, like my nephews and my brother-in-law, they are hardcore Toronto Maple Leaf fans. So we have like Saturday night fights when Montreal plays Toronto. We get in there and we're fighting and going crazy. I'm a Montreal fan and they're Toronto fans. We can't stand each other. We're family, but when it comes to hockey, we take it very serious. Um, what I'm noticing now lately is with Trump and his tariffs, for the first time in the history of my entire life, I'm seeing Montreal Canadian fans and Toronto Maple Leaf fans putting history aside and coming together to fight Trump and his tariffs. So I've never seen this before. This is history in the making. You can throw in there Ottawa, you can throw in there Vancouver, you can throw in there Calgary and Edmonton. If you're Canadian hockey fans, know what I'm talking about here. When you start to see fans like where their rivals uniting, I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't know what's going on. Okay, so look at, we got rejected, bearish, ignited candle. So if you're trying to buy, again, you're buying against this trend. Okay. So will this break and drop a little further, or will it catch a wick and come up? So I want to see now, will this body close below this hourly support, or is it just going to come down a little bit, create a new low, catch a wick and come back up? So it just opened right now. It's been 1 minute in. So we'll watch that. Gold consolidating here. Nasdaq might be building something. Anyone watching men's NCAA basketball tournament bracket? I did my tournament bracket. There were some upsets yesterday. I'm a North Carolina fan over here. They're not ranked too good, 11th. I got Florida to win it all. They've got a kid. He's 7'6". He is a giant. What, Winchester? There's a travel ban to the USA from Canada. Is that for real? I didn't know about that. Yeah, so guys, that's what I was saying. Be careful. That's what I wanted to see. Would it be a fake out move? They created a low and see how it caught a wick. So that happened to me yesterday. I took an impulse trade yesterday and I got caught. So that's why I was being a little bit cautious today to not take that sell and bite on that unless the volume closed below there. Okay, so you can see it's a big, strong rejection by the buyers. Let's see how they'll close this candle in the next 2.5 minutes. And everyone on YouTube, sorry guys, I didn't acknowledge you guys. Welcome. Travis, thank you for joining. Number one, my man. Tony Gold, Juma Mubarak. Thank you guys. Eid Mubarak to everybody that's celebrating, that's fasting on Monday. I wish you guys the best day with your family and friends. I will be enjoying that day too, but we'll get through first early morning with the crypto boot camp, and then we'll be celebrating. And welcome, guys, everybody. Kershid, welcome. Most Dope, welcome, brother. Thank you for joining. Milky Way, Sammy, Wanga, welcome. Adnan, sing a song? Not right now. I got that chipmunk voice. You don't want to hear me singing with that voice. It is Friday karaoke, too. You never know. Maybe I'll start singing. Stay tuned. Okay, so now we got a little bit of consolidation right in here. Samuel, good morning. Thank you for joining. Okay, look at that big drop. Okay, whoa. Okay, so now it's getting a little volatile. See how it was coming up and then they just slammed it back down? 1 more minute to go. Where will the body close? So it is still bearish. Look at now the volatility coming down, coming back up. Okay, now things are opening up. Something is happening in the markets because the US dollar is just going crazy. What is Trump speaking right now? Someone said be careful because Trump is speaking. Pablo, is Trump speaking right now? What the, like, okay, we have to be careful because something just happened in the market where it's causing the US dollar to push heavily, like to the upside. Trump? Oh, really? Oh, let's see. Well, I didn't even see he was speaking today. Is there any day that this guy's not speaking? Holy shit. Trump live. What is he speaking about now? Is this the one? At the desk? No. Is this the one, guys?
Is already. And he's got the authority to get bad people out of our country.
Can you guys hear it? One second.
And you can't stop that with a judge sitting behind a bench that has no idea what goes on, who happens to be a radical left lunatic.
Do you think the judiciary...
Radical left lunatic. I don't know who he's talking about. Can you hear it right now?
You guys are denying this New York Times report that Elon Musk was going to be shown a 20 to 30 page presentation
about
a theoretical war plan against China.
Hello?
Why not just show it to Elon?
Because
you guys
I
want me
don't
to leave
show it to
Trump
anybody.
on in the background?
You're talking about a potential war with China.
Potential war with China. What is this guy talking about?
I deal with these people all the time, and I'm dealing with Pete. I'm dealing with these
Okay,
gentlemen
let's
on
be careful
numerous
now.
different
Trump is
airplane
speaking. The markets
purchases,
are going
and
to go
I think
wonky
they're all
for a
going to be
little bit.
great. But I don't want other people seeing anybody seeing
Reduce your risk if you're going to take
potential
any
war with
trades,
China.
please.
We don't want to have a potential war with China, but
He's
I can
talking
tell you
about a
if we did,
potential
we're
war
very
with
well
China.
equipped
What is
to
this
handle
guy
it.
talking
But I
about?
don't want to show
Like,
that to
let me
anybody,
just
but
listen a
certainly
little
you
bit.
wouldn't
Let's
show it to
listen
a
to
businessman
see what the
who
hell this guy's talking about.
is helping us so much. He's a great patriot. He's paying a big price for helping us cut costs, and he's doing a great job. He's finding tremendous waste, fraud, and abuse. But I certainly wouldn't want, Elon has businesses in China, and he would be susceptible perhaps to that. But it was such a fake story. The New York Times is just as fake as CNN and MSDNC. And
So you guys won't hear
anybody
me
read
speak
that
too
story,
much. We'll listen to
people
Trump in
laughed
the
at that
background.
story. Who would do such a thing? And the first thing I did is I called Susie, and I called Pete. I said, is there any truth to that? And they said, it's ridiculous. No, he's over there to talk about costs. You might want to address that, Pete. But Elon was over there today to address costs. Doge, thing called Doge, which you've heard about. Pete?
That's exactly right, Mr. President. You pointed out it was a fake story. We pointed out it was meant to sort of undermine whatever relationship the Pentagon has with Elon Musk. Elon Musk is a patriot. Elon Musk is an innovator. Elon Musk provides a lot of capabilities our government and our military rely on, and I'm grateful for that. We welcomed him today to the Pentagon to talk about Doge, to talk about efficiencies, to talk about innovations. It was a great informal conversation. The rest of that reporting was fake. There was no war plans. There was no Chinese war plans. There was no secret
This is
plans.
wrong video, Carlos?
That's not what we were doing at the Pentagon.
I might add that I think Elon,
Guys, this is the
if they
wrong
ever
video.
wanted to do that, I think
I don't
Elon
know.
wouldn't
They
do it.
always
I
show
think he
these
wouldn't do
these
it.
are
He wouldn't
live.
want to put himself in that position. But if you read what's out of the New York Times,
If it's
it's
the wrong
such a
video, we
dishonest
won't listen to this.
newspaper. It's such garbage. It's, it used to be called all the news that's fit to print. Well, it's all the news that's not fit to print. They have fake sources, or they don't have sources. I think they make most of it up. But this was a made-up story by the New York Times. I call it the failing. It's a failing newspaper. It's failing. And they shouldn't do that. They really are the enemy of the people. We do need honest journalism in this. We've made such big strides over the last 2 months.
Can anyone
But we
verify
just
if
need
this
honest
is the wrong
journalism,
video or is
and
the
we
correct
don't have
video?
it. When you have a
There's
CNN,
no
I watch.
point in listening if
You have
it's
to
not the
watch
correct
these
video.
people every once in a while just to see where they're coming from, and it's so dishonest. MSNBC is, I think.
This one right here. This is what I came to. 15,000 people are watching this live. Is that the one? Or is it these other ones? I'm not sure.
He's been doing incredible. He works so hard. He's gone to so many different countries already. And he's got the authority to get bad people out of our country. And you can't stop that with a judge sitting behind a bench that has no idea what goes on, who happens to be a radical left lunatic.
Do you think the judiciary...
Those are his favorite words. left.
You guys are denying this New York Times report that Elon Musk was going to be shown a 20 to 30 page presentation about a theoretical war plan against China. Why not just show it to Elon?
Because I don't want to show it to anybody. You know, you're talking about a potential war with China. Now, I deal with these people all the time, and I'm dealing with Pete. I'm dealing with these gentlemen on numerous different airplane purchases, and I think they're all going to be great. But I don't want other people anybody seeing potential war with China. We don't want to have a potential war with China, but I can tell you if we did, we're very well equipped to handle it. But I don't want to show that to anybody. But certainly you wouldn't show it to a businessman who is helping us so much. He's a great patriot. He's paying a big price for helping us cut costs, and he's doing a great job. He's finding tremendous waste, fraud, and abuse.
And it's
but I certainly wouldn't want, Elon has businesses in China, and he would be susceptible perhaps to that.
It had
but
multiple
it was such a fake story. The New York Times is just as fake as CNN and MSDNC. And anybody read that story? People laughed at that story. Who would do such a thing? And the first thing I did is I called Susie, and I called Pete. I said, is there any truth to that? And they said it's ridiculous.
Every time it's coming in here, they're rejecting
he's
it
over
back
there
down.
to talk about
Still
costs.
in
You
this
might want to
consolidated zone.
address
Sorry,
that,
I got rid of that consolidated zone.
Elon was over there today to address costs. Doge, thing called Doge, which you've heard about. Pete?
That's exactly right, Mr. President. You pointed out it was a fake story. We pointed out it was meant to sort of undermine whatever relationship the Pentagon has with Elon Musk. Elon Musk is a patriot. Elon Musk is an innovator. Elon Musk provides a lot of capabilities our government and our military rely on, and I'm grateful for that.
Over and over?
We welcomed him today to the Pentagon to talk about Doge, to talk about efficiency,
we don't need to listen to this. It's just repeating the same thing. I don't know if that's the live video. I'm not sure. But I don't want it to skew us in any way possible, okay? Especially if it's not the correct video. If anyone can find the actual video and let me know, then we can play it. But so when things like this happen, anytime like Trump comes on, you can see like there's volatility in the market. So that's where you just have to be careful. Unless you know when he's scheduled to communicate and when he has his meetings and press conferences and all of that. Just what I do is anytime I know he's talking, I lower my risk. I always, if I get into a trade, I just lower my risk a little because I cannot control the volatility and I can't control what he says. So what I can control is my lot sizing and my risk, as should you guys too. Because if you are trading higher risk than normal and something like that happens where he comes on and it's a big candle going up opposing from your view and your bias, you could do a lot of damage to your account. I didn't know he was scheduled to speak this morning or this afternoon. Okay, so Nasdaq is continuing to break a little bit. US 30, okay, so they pinned it. So it came right back into that red box and they pushed it back down, but we're still in this consolidated zone right here. So let's see, will the sellers maybe close it below here and then we push down, or the buyers still trying to bring it back up? What is my position on gold? I don't have a position on gold yet. I'm still waiting to see. It's just too tight right now to say. It's coming down, going back up, coming down, going back up. Nothing wrong with sitting on the sidelines. I'm sitting on the sidelines myself here, waiting for something to develop. Okay, big push again, coming back up on US 30. They pushed it back down. Maybe this might be a strong bar closing above this daily position. Markets are choppy. Like sometimes like this, we had this yesterday where markets were choppy. I noticed that the market is choppy right now. And I can't even find the correct video of Trump speaking, if he's live or not. So it's not the greatest to be trading right now. So let's just, again, trade cautious. Sorry, he's talking about Canada farming tariffs. But what video, Sarah? Like which? I'm here on YouTube. What I did was I put in Trump live, and then I get these live videos. That's him that on the repeat, sitting at the desk there. That's him at the desk. Repeat. Is it with Pete Hegseth? Sky News is live. Trump live, Sky News. No, these are all, I think, repeats. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't want to waste my time on this. Is that the link, Val?
Trade very tough. And, the expression I use
Is this the
some
same one we
people
were
don't
just
have the
listening
cards.
to?
I used that expression about a week and a half ago, right? Somebody was negotiating who didn't have the cards, who's now, I think, saying that he wants to do it, and I think we're going to have a big deal on that very special.
I don't know, guys. Okay, so there is a little bit of a pronounced move going on in here. But now I want to see again how the buyers, how when it trades back into this red box, is this going to be the double top what I was talking about? So how it came in, one top, came down. Now we know where there's good support, pivot, neckline right down here. It's the hourly white line, that 41,620. Now the buyers are bringing it right back up into this red box. So what's going to happen? Are they going to break it out of here and flip it out? Is it just going to come in here again and then they're going to reject it back down? So now is the time where I got to analyze this now. Okay, it's trading right back in here. We see multiple rejections, multiple rejections. Maybe this might be the one that buyers have momentum to bring it through. Maybe Dow likes what Trump is saying. Gold, it broke out of this channel here. Okay, so held good support too at the hourly. And Nasdaq is also approaching back up. Okay. Can gold take out these highs up here? Check your spreads too. So for gold, I got 1 pip spread right now. US 30, I got 1.2. And Nasdaq, I have 0.8. So those are my spreads currently. Gold is fluctuating from 1 to 1.8. Okay, so now it's trading back into this red box. So remember, where did we determine, where did we get this red box? It came from right here at 8:40 a.m. We've seen how it came traded in here earlier at 11 when we started our call, and then they pushed it down. We're coming right back into this red box again, and we'll see if it goes back down or if it can close strong. What the buyers can close it strong in here. Okay. So I'm waiting for a setup now. So I'm waiting. We can trade this candle, but it's just, I don't feel comfortable trading right now, like where it is. Same with gold. Gold made a move up here, and then it's getting rejected back down. Nasdaq, very similar. It's in consolidating now from this here. It could have a possibility to go up. Could be a fake out up there, but naturally it could just continue to drop down. So I'm waiting. I'm waiting for a setup to come to me. And I think my brain's a little messed up with those Trump videos and things like that. So I'm just going to go back to just paying attention to price action, because I do not know which video is live, which is not. So I don't want it to kind of skew what is going on here. Yeah, if you guys are listening to it, I don't know what feed you guys have, but he's talking about Canada and Elon. Oil's moving on Trump's talk. Yeah, I don't know. If I don't have the right video, I don't want to play it. Okay, so we got a nice bullish candle closing in that red box. Next bar on US 30 is opening ignited, bullish, taking out the wick. Now, all it has to do is take out this wick. Let's see if it can take out, create a new high, maybe close above here. We might be flipping this red box green for the first time. Okay, then we can determine where that bottom was. That hourly level is holding strong down there. We got Nasdaq trading right back up to this resistance point up here. Maybe let's see if it can close above here, build it in here. Okay, so I'm watching to see if it's going to take out that wick right there. Will it create a new higher high? Strong move, strong move. If you guys are in buys, very nice. If you guys are in buys on that next leg up. Okay, same with Nasdaq. Really nice push coming through here. Pay attention to see if Nasdaq can break that high. Can it close above here? Maybe we can flip this zone green. Maybe we can catch a pullback buy. Okay, so I'm going to wait for this body to close. 2.5 minutes to go. Pushed. Okay, so they broke for a new high. Very bullish move. Maybe Trump is saying something. I have no idea. All I know is when this body closes, will I be making this red zone green? Will I catch a pullback buy? I'm determining where to place my buy. Look at the bullish ignited candle and that wick. I'm trying to figure out where there's maybe a green gap in the market that's pending. So this is a breakout candle. This is beautiful, but I'm not part of it. So I'm not worried like how high it's going. I'm not getting excited. What I'm doing is I'm doing my homework right now. I'm looking at how it opened bullish ignited to that wick. I'm looking for my fair value zones. I'm not in this trade, so I need to look now to take a trade. So if it pulls back, that's where I want to be a buyer. If it comes back into me here, that's where I want to buy. Okay, guys, I'm not worried about Trump. Okay, so let's stop talking about Trump right now. Let's worry about this. Okay, because Trump is going to throw us off on this session. We got to continue to focus here. Do you guys understand why I put that block in there? Okay. Okay, so here's the close last 30 seconds. Let's see where the volume will close, how much volume will close. We'll continue to watch gold, and Nasdaq, watch it as well. So did it take out that high? Not yet. Maybe close above here. Maybe we can flip this red box, red to green. Here's the close. So if it closes, yep, it closed above. So that big red zone, okay, is green. It might retest the top. I'd like it to come into here. If I can get it, I might not get it. Okay, the US 30 could maybe continue going bullish through here. Okay, so I'll wait for this. I'll wait for this. Today, I'm saying, I'll wait for that pullback in there. Maybe I'll wait for a pullback just anywhere in this green box, but more so in that pending order, that pending orders there that haven't been executed yet. Okay, so Nasdaq closed strong above, red to green. Can get a pullback down into here. Okay, it's coming down. Okay, remember it's fighting this daily yellow position. So I'm looking for maybe a pending buy. To pull back into here and then start to go back up through here, okay? If it closes below here, then I might be looking to sell from here to take it back down, okay? I'm not in a trade yet. I am waiting, patiently waiting. Will it come to me? Maybe. Or do I want to just chase the trade? I want to avoid chasing trades. Those days are over. I don't chase anymore. I'm getting old. I can't chase. I can't run after people. I don't chase trades. Okay. I'm going to wait for it patiently to come to me on a Friday afternoon if it does want to come to me. If not, okay. That's fine. Take off without me. These guys who have bought inside here, they are benefiting from the move. I don't necessarily want to just buy the high because sometimes when I do that, that's when it gets pushed down and I'm in drawdown. So I want to avoid that and wait in here patiently. For some traders, this is your hurdle. This is what you're struggling with. You're struggling with waiting for the trade to come in here. And a lot of, well, I was doing it too. I'm not going to say just you guys. I was struggling because I was always buying up here now, the high, because I didn't want it to miss out on its next move. But the better risk to reward is to buy in here as opposed to buy the high. Yes, I know. I'm missing out on an extra few pips. I understand that. But if I can tell you how many times I've been burned and how many times I've gotten stopped out by buying the highs, then you know it's not a winning strategy. And this is the part that a lot of traders don't talk about, okay? The patience game. This is what I do. I'm not always streaming live on YouTube or with Zoom. I trade sometimes by myself down here. Okay, so what I do is I occupy myself with other work at my trading station. Or what I do is I'll place an alert right in there. Okay. And at some point today, if it wants to come down in there, I will get alerted. I don't have to be sitting right at my computer right now. I can be doing other things. I could put the TV on and watch the NCAA basketball games behind me and have the charts going. I'm sitting on that couch right there and I'm watching the NCAA games with some popcorn and All of a sudden, if it wants to come all the way down there, I get alerted, I get off the couch, I put the popcorn aside, and then I watch what happens. And then maybe I can go into a buy on that pullback, then I'll adjust my stop loss, maybe a tighter stop loss at that daily position, maybe I give it some room to breathe, and then maybe I figure out where this existing high is, and then maybe it's to fill to the high and maybe a new breakout. That's what I do, okay? So when I'm waiting for a trade to come to me. Otherwise, I'm just forcing trades. Okay, so unfortunately I missed out on this. It came down there, one bottom, neckline, higher low double bottom. Maybe right there, 1205 was a good opportunity to take a buy, test it out. And then if you did, you got that ignited pop and continue to drive with Nasdaq as well. Waiting for maybe a pullback into here. Okay, and then now we've got some resistance over here. This is where it previously came up, they pushed it down. Came back, they pushed it down. Came up for the third time, they pushed it down, closed it below, and then that's what started that selling all the way down to the low of the day. So we're retracing all the way back up to this area here. So now this is where I can look to see, are they going to take out that liquidity, maybe bring it back down, and then start to sell down to come down there. Maybe I can start to look for reverse selling to come back down to this green box. And then there, I'll close my sell position, and then I'll buy here and take it back up. Sorry guys, if it's a boring call, I know I haven't taken a trade, but sometimes this is what it is. Like I don't know what to do on these calls. I don't want to force a trade just to keep it exciting on the call. I want to patiently wait. I want you guys to see if the trade will come down there, activate us, and then we go into profit with minimal to zero drawdown. I want you guys to experience it, to see it happen in real life. Because a lot of you guys are lacking patience. I can tell sometimes on YouTube, you guys are lacking patience. If it doesn't, good. Okay, what is the question? If it, I don't know if I can read your question. If it do come back at the future time, won't you think the trend is reversing compared to a pullback? What do you mean the trend is reversing? Well, it's got to test this block to determine whether it's going to be support or resistance. That's what I just said. If it comes down to the block and the sellers close it below there, I'm flipping that block red, and then I could sell down with it, continuing with the selling pressure. But if it holds there, that's where those pending buyers are waiting, myself included, and a lot of other buyers are waiting. If it comes in there and bounces out of there, that could be the buy to take it back up. But this is going to be a point of control. Whenever the volume gets there, it might not be today. It might be next week. But in my head and the way my brain operates, I have an alert there. Whether it's today, whether it's Sunday night, whether it's Monday morning, whether it's Tuesday afternoon, I have a high probable setup here, as opposed to just trading anything. I want to trade this block. Whether I'm selling or buying, I'll determine when the volume gets there. And it's a better setup than just taking anything right now, okay? So if you want to learn how to be consistent in the markets, some days you got to learn how to wait for a trade to come to you. And sometimes you're going to see this. The trade is taking off away from you and doesn't look like it's going to come back. But if you just wait, again, stretch it into the future, at some point it's going to come back here. Why? Because The market is leaving money behind. The market, if the market wants to come back in and grab some money, which it tends to do, there's the money. It's waiting there. It's pending. Does the market want this or not? I can't force the market to do whatever, but I can wait there. That's just one setup. That's on US 30. I can look for a similar setup on gold. I can look for something on Nasdaq, like a Nasdaq here too. I'm waiting for pullback either at the yellow line or to here. More importantly, the blocks. Okay, so look at now. This is how I determine the size of the zone. See the yellow line? That's a daily point of interest. See that wick and that wick? See my normal box, how it was? Now I can make it up to the wick. Look at all of that imbalance. Like, look at all of that. That's waiting on Nasdaq inside here. Right in there. That's a lot waiting on Nasdaq. So what I do is alert, line, right around 50% in there. Add an alert. Yes. Create. So I got an alert on US 30. I got an alert on Nasdaq. I can do some with gold. I just don't like the way how gold is moving. Okay, so we've got to wait. Maybe it might be this afternoon. Might be Sunday night. Might be Monday morning. Who knows? But that Monday, not the Monday, the money is waiting in there. And then if it reverses, that was a good question. Okay, so I'm not just saying that it's just one way buy and that's it, and we just buy and go back up. That's a good probability. But what happens if, as it's coming down, it's cutting through and closes below there? Then I flip that same zone, green to red, and then maybe I'm selling now, and then continue to drop down. Okay, but what I'm saying is something will happen in here. And I'll wait as long as I have to wait in order to make some money. Okay? But then there's other small gaps too above us. This is the bigger block. Okay? This is the big block. But right here, like just in the last few candles, do you see right here? See this big body candle? Normally what I'm doing is I'm looking at 50% of it right there. That's half of it. I can see the wick and the wick. I can determine a small little green box that they missed right there. Right there. Like watch. I'll show you in the next few bars that if this green box will hold. See that wick and that wick right there at 50%. I can do the same with this one. There's 50% right there, the red line. They're missing. Look at from that wick to that wick, they left a block behind. Okay, so this is kind of like support 1, support 2, and then this is the big heavy one below us. Okay, so if you want to do like small pullback scalps, and you know what you're looking for, you might get a pullback right into here, and then that one might go up, but you're coming back up maybe for a double top. Just measure the move. So you know what you're getting into. If you buy and it comes right up to there, that's 35 pips, 50 up there. And then they could drop it back down. Okay, so each one of those successive blocks you can look to take buys off of. If I need to place an alert in there, okay, I can go right there. 50% alert, yes. All day. I got unlimited alerts with TradingView, so I can place unlimited alerts everywhere. Alerts for you, alerts for me, alerts for everybody. Does anything I do here make sense to anyone, or do you guys just think I'm a crazy person? Like, do you guys understand like that this is a support 1, that could be the support 2? We could pull back and then that's it, and then continue going back up. But when it comes up, maybe it will come back down and test it, then break. That's the bigger demand area. Okay, these are just little support levels. The demand is down there. Okay. But I can trade off of this one. I can trade off of this one. You guys will figure this out. Believe me, if it's not clicking in right now, if you're not having like your light bulb moment, just continue studying the candlesticks and these little gaps and backtest. And you'll see that sometimes you're going to take trades off of these, you're waiting, you're going to get triggered automatically and you'll have zero drawdown. Maybe you've never seen a trade like that where you just take it and it goes automatically right into profit. And there's zero drawdown, zero, 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 because you're targeting these little imbalances where there's still some money left behind that wants to get in, that wants to buy the move. When I learned this, that trading is just a game of patience, I'm like, why didn't someone teach me this from day one? Why did everyone show me a Lamborghini? That's what fucking ruined me. When all those trading gurus said, just trade and you're gonna have a Lamborghini. That's what threw me off. I've always wanted a Lamborghini. I live in Canada, so a Lamborghini is not gonna be ideal. It's not the best thing. It snows 8 months out of the year here and it's negative 30. I don't think a Lamborghini is the best investment on my money. But I love cars. As a young kid, I love cars. I love sports. I'm a guy. But that's what I was attracted to when I first started to learn how to trade. High leverage, high risk, high reward, risk everything for that Lamborghini and lose everything. And if someone just told me from day one, Ron, forget about the Lamborghini. Wait for a trade patiently to come to you in a nice little zone where there's money waiting to get in. Had I known that from day one, who knows? Maybe I would have been able to buy a Honda Civic instead of losing $50,000 of money. I don't know why everyone is crazy about a Lambo specifically. I don't know. Maybe because they're rare. There's a lot of other cars that are much better than a Lamborghini. Like if we're dollar-wise, if we're comparing $500,000, $1 million, there's other vehicles. Sergio, you're standing in front of a Rari now? Nice. Yeah, so it's continuing to go to the upside. If any of you guys are in a buy, just what I would be doing if I was in a buy, I would be managing now my stop loss. I would be trying to get my stop loss to break even. I would be maybe trailing behind some profit just in case it comes back down. You want to lock in a little bit of profit or, scale out some partials. That's my personal opinion, what I would be doing. If I was in a buy and I'm part of this nice move, this is over 100 and 150 pips right now for Nasdaq. US 30, 650 to like 9. This is beautiful. This is like a 200 pip move right here. Oh, Johnny Flores, have a normal car and you don't have to panic about getting a scratch. I know. When I go grocery shopping, there's some maniacs out there that just open their door and they smash your car. I had that the other day, and I just said to the lady, well, what the hell are you doing? Like, open your door like a civilized person. You don't need to slam it. And she smashed my side mirror, and it completely just snapped off. And all she was doing was just trying to open the door to get in the grocery store. I'm like, what do I do? Like, what do I say to her? I don't care how bad your day is. Sometimes if I have a bad day, I don't open my door and smash the car beside me. There's some crazy people out there, I tell you. Okay, so we got some alerts happening in the market. It was this one, US 30, that I just placed on this red line. Okay, so now we're testing it here. Okay, so just I want to walk you through what just happened. Okay, so it's coming down here. You heard that alert. So that was me getting alerted that it is trading in this box here. Okay, will it hold? Will it consolidate here? Are we building a top? Is this the neckline? Will it continue to drop down further? Your RSI is overbought. Okay, it's not rocket science to see this big move coming all the way up here to get overbought on the 5 minutes. Okay, so it came down there and it held. Just okay, I know I didn't do anything, but I'm just saying, had you had a pending order right there at 50% of that imbalance, you got, maybe if your broker can execute that fast, you got triggered and it went right back up. So sometimes if you're just looking for a quick scalp, that is 20 pips where it just came down, it activated. Like where you heard that alert noise, if I had a order in pending and it got filled, I would have went up 20 pips. Now it's coming down where I'm bringing those profits all the way back down. But if you just want to trade single bars like that, and you know exactly what you want out of it, and if you're happy with 20 pips, as soon as it comes down, triggers you, you go up 20 pips, you can close the trade. Boom. That's it. In and out. Because sometimes, see how now it's coming down, back down. Okay, so if you did that and you're just looking for single bar scalping, now it's coming right back down to where you entered. So you're at break even now. Maybe your stop loss is below here. But let's see how this candle will close. Sorry, I was talking about just a single bar execution at a identified level. Some traders trade like that. They like that. Okay. Some traders don't like that. Want nothing to do with that style of trading. That's fine. Okay. Just want to show you a few options what's out there. Okay, now I can see a pivot move coming down. I can see a high that has been built right here so far. Okay, doesn't mean that that's it. It's going to come tumbling down. But we got our first move came up, and now we got our first move coming down. So remember, this green box was just support 1. It's not the strongest one. This one is support 2. This one should be a little bit stronger. So if it comes in here, maybe we might see buyers push it back up. And then who knows, maybe it's a double top up there. And then come back down and break here. And then it sells down to the big buyers who are patiently waiting down in here to buy the move and take it all the way back up there. Okay? And sometimes you just got to wait. Individual candle bars, let them do their thing and just keep analyzing and just keep charting. Okay, so Nasdaq came all the way up close to that daily point of interest, lower high, pushing down. So it went blue, black, blue, black. We'll see if it can come down into our box to buy it down in here. Now it's coming down. Same with US 30 coming down. Guys, if you can leave us a like on YouTube, we really do appreciate it. Kindly leave us a like if you're learning something, if you're having fun with us on these calls. Next week, scheduling. We're going to do our crypto boot camp Monday to Friday, this time from 11 a.m. Eastern till about 3 p.m. Give or take, that's scheduled time. We might get it done in 2 hours, 3 hours, but 4 hours kind of maximum timing in there for each day. And then we're going to show up Saturday morning to do our charting for crypto. And Monday night we're going to take off because it's Eid, but I'll come back Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We'll do some futures trading in from 7 p.m. Eastern till about 8:30, 9 on those days too, during the boot camp week as well. Okay. Okay, so you see we broke. It's coming back up. Is that volume going to close above that green box? Will it close below that green box? 50 seconds to go. And guys, there's still this weekend if you want to join and get in on that crypto bootcamp. Not only do you get the crypto boot camp, but you also get an extension, like a 3-month plan with us at SST. You get everything, the Discord, the signals, all the live Zoom sessions, all the education on the website, and we throw in the boot camp for you as well. So if you're looking to join SST, this is the time, because then you can join us in our boot camp. All lifetime members at SST, you guys are already enrolled in the boot camp. Okay, so good push from the buyers, still holding there. Okay, so you can see how that block is still holding. Yes, it did break. That was an impulse break, but it's still holding very strong. Okay, so now it's coming back up to the resistance point up here. Close right below. Is it going to come back down? It's an ignited blue bar right now, so it could continue to trade through this red box and continue to go higher. But let's see now how it will react inside the red box, because I can see they pushed it down there and they pushed it down there. It's opened, ignited, it's strong candle, it's coming in. There was a sharp rejection. Okay, so we lost our ignited open. So now the selling pressure could come down. But as it's coming down, we've got a big wick coming up, a big wick coming up, a big wick coming up. Can it now push through here? Maybe physically close below here. So this is now maybe kind of like the second top up here. Jane, you're surely learning something amazing, amazing. Knowledge is power, everyone. Knowledge is power. The more we learn, the more knowledge we gain on a daily basis, the more we can do with our life and for the better. So knowledge is power. I love reading. I love learning new things on a daily basis. Good fellowship here. I enjoy the talking. I enjoy answering the questions. It sucks that we're not in a buy. I know. We left some pips on the table, but I'm waiting patiently to see if I can get a buy in here. Missed out on this one. Does anyone have any plans for the weekend? Anyone doing anything? Anyone want to share anything exciting that they're doing? Sergio, you're learning from the SST videos? That's exciting. That's exciting. Wow, Sarah, going to Abu Dhabi. Very nice. Wow. Have you been out there before or first time? Abu Dhabi. Very nice. Yes, been before? Very nice. Very nice. How long are you going for? Just a week. That's a nice week. Enjoy your time. Have a beautiful, safe trip out there. So see the consolidation now we're getting inside, in between the red and green zone right here. Okay. So I'll wait for something to happen above here, and I'll wait for something to happen below here. And they come have a coffee in Abu Dhabi. I would love to. I would love to tell you the truth. That's one part I want to visit. I love traveling. I've never been to Dubai, Abu Dhabi, the UAE, around there. I've never been. We were going to come last year, but we decided to do a 7-week European vacation. One of these days, inshallah, I'm gonna come out there, and I'd like to, because there's a lot of traders. We got a lot of snipers that live in Dubai, and Abu Dhabi out there. Oh, Sarah, your son lives in Dubai. Nice, nice, yeah. Okay, guys, look at, we got bearish momentum still. Well, they close the bar below there. Then we can maybe see a further drop coming down into this secondary green zone. Remember, this is just a minor zone. This is just on a couple candles. If it can't hold, it's going to come down in here. Maybe this might be a possible pullback buying opportunity. But the bigger one obviously is down here in this bigger block. Okay. So what I do is stretch these into the future, let the volume do its thing. So you still got a bullish candle, ignited, opening at the green box. So you still see, if you're trying to sell in these green boxes, it's probably not working. Okay, see when it came down there in the green box, went back up. Came down there in the green box, back up. Broke the green box, back up. Closed right in the green box, and then they look at what they do. They gapped it up. See how they can manipulate some moves? See where it closed? Right at that red line. They gapped it up, and it's ignited. They're trying to help it get all the way through there. Okay, so still holding very, very, very strong. Hasn't broke yet. That's a big candle, by the way. Just this is why I like scalping US 30. If you catch one candle, that candle's 40 pips right now. Like all you gotta do is kind of catch one or two candles, and you're gonna hit like 50, 60, 80, 100 pips a day. Like look at these candles. Just one of these is like a daily goal for someone. Like that candle alone, the 70 pips, are you kidding me? Like that's why I like scalping US 30. Don't get me wrong, Nasdaq is nice too, okay? I'm not going to dog Nasdaq, but just the relative size of the volume. Like that big Nasdaq candle is 40. I showed you the same one on US 30, it was kind of 75 pips. And I like to make decisions easy. That's another thing. No one asked me, Ron, why do you prefer US 30 and Nasdaq? Yes, I do follow all the securities in US 30, but I like how this makes me as a scalper trading 1 minute my decision very easy. If I can scalp a 1 minute or 5 minute candle, get in with zero drawdown, and it's up 50, 60 pips, my decision is made. I don't need to hum and haw and debate what I'm going to do. 60 fucking pips in 1 minute. Are you kidding me? Like, I get in and I pip and I dip and I get my shit and then look for another one, and 100 pips done for the day. That's it. It makes your decision very easy when you can nail one of these. Okay? And if you are constantly waiting and being patient, you will eventually hit a couple of these nice candles, and you will see how they will reward you. Like it would be absolutely, it's nice to hit this whole move and gain 200, 300 pips, but still hitting one candle for 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 pips, all good. Yeah, Noor, I will always put respect on Nasdaq. I know you. Noor, by the way, guys, shout out to Noor. She is our Nasdaq killer. Just killing. Let's see what she's doing over here. Noor, are you in the Discord? Sorry to put you on the spot, but Scotty, my man Scotty. Put some respect on Scotty's name too. Scotty, look at this. Look at this guy. How much steak is this man gonna eat? Wow. Scotty, you're buying me steak, brother. I'm hungry. Oh, here's Noor. Beautiful. Nice buys off that block. Beautiful cutting through all of that. Nice bullish candle. Indicators for confirmation. All good. All good. Life is good. Okay, Nasdaq, as we're talking about it, we got Noor. She's buying. Look at Noor's pushing up all of that volume on Nasdaq. Easy, Noor, because you got some short sellers. You don't want to squeeze them too hard. Holy, like look at this rocket coming out of here. Look at this thing. 70 pips. Wow. Fantastic candle, guys. Sometimes I love watching price action. I love watching this. It's exciting. I'm a boring person. I get excited by candles. Okay. Did it close above this red box? It in fact did. So I gotta make it green. I'm sorry, guys. You know, if you're trying to sell, that candle body closed above that red zone, so it's green. So even a pullback into right here, it might get pulled back and continue to drive. So this first line of support held. It held strong. We didn't even get into this. I thought definitely it was going to trade into this one. I was looking to buy off of this one. I didn't get my chance. And this one is just getting stronger and stronger and stronger. The further the price diverges away from this block, this one is just getting stronger and stronger and stronger because it's accumulating more pending orders as time goes by. Okay, and gold, it's not really moving. That's why this time in this afternoon, this is why I switch over to trading Nasdaq, S&P 500, Dow Jones. Like look at the volume you're getting with index. Gold is nice too, but you're going to go bald. You're going to go bald trading this stuff. Okay, trade a much better security at a specific time of day. It's Friday. It's the close. We're getting to the close of the U.S. stock market. That's where the volume is. It's not in gold right now. Oh, why did I didn't delete yesterday's video. We got flagged. I think when I play these Trump live videos, because it flagged us on 3 videos. I'm not sure. The copyright on these things. When I played it live yesterday when we were listening to it, it got flagged. So I kind of don't want to lose our YouTube channel. So anytime they flag us on videos, specific videos too. Sometimes I play a video and we don't get flagged. I don't know what happened with yesterday's video, but it did get flagged. So I didn't want anything to happen. There was actually 3 videos in the last 3 months that got that we had to take down. I have the Zoom recording. We upload to the websites. Okay, so it's retesting. See, I missed a quick little scalp candle. That's why. I don't think it's my day today. I don't think I'm thinking properly. Got too much on my mind. It's Friday. Got too much on my mind. Wayne, do I only trade US 30 during New York session? 99.9% of the time. Wayne, I'm either trading US 30 like Wall Street time, or I'm trading the stock market with individual securities and options. A lot of option plays. That's my go-to. If it's earlier, like 7, 8 a.m., I like to trade gold. But come 9 a.m. till about 11, I'm glued to US 30. And then I do trade individual securities in the stock market. I do love the opening positions. One that I love scalping, guys, I probably have told you this before. MicroStrategy is just, we'll call it now strategy, but the moves on this thing are ridiculous. Like if you're a scalper, holy shit, like this thing is crazy. It does like 5-10% a day, up, down, side, like all over the place. Like just look at the dip by today. You can see, look at pre-market. This is it coming down, 830, coming down. Retracing back up, broke that level right there. Coming out right there, big drop, 920. Look at the low, 930 low. It hit 293. As soon as it started to build up there, I had it at 295, I had a 300 strike. Okay, so guys, sorry, I'm just explaining this, but I bought a call option for 300. I just wanted it to come trade back in this liquidity at 300. You can see 300. Just look across. It's support, resistance, 300, nice psychological level. So I took the Friday expiry today, expiring at 4 p.m. Okay, if I didn't hit this, it would have expired worthless. But they're cheap. They're cheap because they're expiring today. Not a lot of traders want to trade or buy contracts that are expiring today. But a scalper, I love that because I can get a good discount on a nice call option. And in that move from 295, 296, 297, 298, 299, 300 in the money, I gained 30% on that contract. 30% just on that contract alone in 20 minutes at market open. And that's it. And I got out. Flip that contract. Get rid of it. I could look at contracts now going into the afternoon or next Friday's contracts. Next Friday's contracts are a little bit costlier because they got a little bit of premium because they're expiring next week. But that's what I do, Wayne. Sorry, long story short, but that's what I do. And I just like MicroStrategy because I like the volatility. I like how it follows Bitcoin. Bitcoin is volatile, if you guys know that. So as a scalper, I enjoy volatility because it allows me to get in and out of the trade, get my money and get out. So we're going to teach all this. As soon as we finish now, thankfully, we're going to get the crypto bootcamp done this week. Then the next one we're working on, within another month we're going to have it, is the stock and options 5-6 day bootcamp. That's the one I encourage everyone to learn. Okay, if you're not so much into crypto and Bitcoin, I understand. Maybe it's not your cup of tea, but stock and options, if you're a trader, it should be your cup of tea. It should be your cup of coffee. It should be your drink of choice. Because everything that we do trading Nasdaq, US 30, S&P, if you start now to learn the individual securities that it's comprised of and how they move and how they're weighted and then trading earnings and things like that and becoming a shareholder of a company, earning dividends through the company, now you're really taking your trading to an investing level. And I would encourage everyone to learn as much as you can in the stock markets, like you guys do in Forex and futures, and then you can just develop all around, be an all-around trader, understanding everything in the market. So guys, we got a little bully. We got a bully here. US 30 is bullish, still strong, coming up, pulled back into the box and continuing to go. I'm missing out on a lot of candles because I'm talking too much, but I know you guys are doing really well. Nasdaq, look at Nasdaq trading back up to that daily point of interest, that 19,685. It's only about 50 pips away from today's high of the day. So today might be a Friday short squeeze. There was maybe a shit ton of puts put on the market to short it, and Friday they could just start squeezing through here. Look at it going right through here. Who knows? Maybe we close very positive. If you look at the daily candle on Nasdaq, like look at the higher time frame. What do we got going on? Look, it might flip. It might flip into a hammer this afternoon. Like it was a very bearish day, came all the way down. Look at our low of the day. And it's coming all the way up to this yellow line, past it. This yellow line, past it. That yellow line, past it. We're trading at this yellow line and we're only 50 pips away from the daily high. This candle could flip. It's a bullish pin bar on the daily, could flip into a hammer and then start filling up all through here. This could determine how we move next week. Follow today's daily close if you can, because it's a strong move. And if you're trying to short this, careful, okay? Every pullback is being welcomed by buyers. Every pullback is being welcomed. Even this pullback in this green zone, it was red to green. That candle alone is what? That's probably a 40, 50 pip candle. This one alone, 60, 70. Holy shit, guys. The market is spitting pips on a Friday. I love this. If it can continue like this going into April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, and we close out the year with the market spitting pips like this, we're going to have a good year together. It's going to be a good year for everybody. Let's count our blessings and let's just hope that this is volume. Like, this is beautiful volume. Just make a nice higher high off the bottom, a pullback, continuing to go, a pullback, continuing to go. So we see now it's trending. It's making higher highs and higher lows. Steph, what are the yellow lines? They're daily points of interest from a top-down analysis that we did when we started the call. On the daily key points of interest, that's what the yellow lines are. Okay, everyone, it's 1 p.m. I got a lot to do, a lot of errands to do before my wife yells at me and grounds me for the weekend. I don't want to get in trouble, so I got to be a good boy. I got to go do a few things. I had a great, fantastic week with you guys. Next week, pay attention to our schedule. We're doing our boot camp Monday to Friday, 11 a.m. till about 3 p.m. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we'll do 3 Tokyo sessions. We'll watch the futures market. That will be for YouTube and Zoom. But all other traders, if you want to join us and learn a little bit about crypto, we encourage you to sign up. Visit the website, join our free blog over here. Come to our website, stocksnipertrading.com, blog, lots of good, informative, free information, breakdown on US 30 sell, breakdown of NAS buy, Bitcoin's weekly outlook. Bitcoin is still sitting at 85,000 consolidating. Do not trade while you're sick, tired, emotionally well. That was me last week. Feeling much better and got some good profit this week. Trade like a business, not a casino. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure that's the recipe for success. Mistakes, how to overcome these: lack of a trading plan, poor risk management, emotional trading. Those are probably all things we've suffered from as traders. Learn how to overcome those things. And here's the 6-day boot camp. If you want to join, here's where you can step in. You can click on this link. Use this code at checkout if you can, or just send us a message and we'll help you out, okay? But guys, have a great weekend. Enjoy the March Madness if you're going to watch some NCAA basketball. Have a great weekend. Relax a little bit if it's been a long week. Enjoy your vacations if you guys are going anywhere. If you guys are going to be reviewing your journals, if you guys are going to be studying some SST webinars, just take your time with them. It could be overwhelming. It could be an information overload for most of you guys. Just take your time, webinar by webinar, day by day. Certain topics that you're struggling with, maybe learn those before you learn more advanced things, and just take it slow, day by day, okay? And we'll see you guys. Have a great weekend. And for everyone celebrating Eid on Monday, Eid Mubarak. I wish you and your family blessings, and enjoy the rest of your Friday and weekend. Thank you, guys. Shout outs from everyone at SST. I appreciate all of you guys. Thank you guys for everyone on YouTube for all the likes and the subscribes. We do appreciate it. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you guys next week. Thank you, Val. Have a great weekend. Johnny, take care, boss. Have a good weekend, everyone.
Hey guys, good morning, welcome to the live session of Stocks Sniper Trading. My name is Dave, guys, my partner is Ron. Let's get down to business here, guys.
In on US 30, sell, okay? I'm jumping in. Guys, that's a 100 pip drop. Yes, we caught it. Hey, guys, 200 pips, please, secure.